Previously on Struggle. Literally, this map is known for one thing, and that is absolutely this, the Leichenfaust. Just point and delete. It is literally that simple. One of the most overpowered Doom weapons I've ever experienced in my playthroughs, as we get ready for the penultimate map to Episode 2. Let's get ready and jump on in. Welcome back to Legendary Joe's Master Routes. I'm your host, Joe, and today's map comes to us from Antares 031 using music soundtrack The Yamato Ship from Fortress 2. This is officially the penultimate map of Episode 2, Struggle the Antaresian Legacy, and good gosh almighty, does this one earn its stripes in spades. It has every weapon in the game, it has every enemy and custom enemy in the game up to this point. This map is ominous. And I say ominous because it is like a final exam of the entire series right now. The only time I have ever felt a map that was quite like this in the series was literally when we took on the indomitable Spire Mastermind, the finale of Episode 1. It has that kind of feel to it. And yet there's technically still one more map of Episode 2 to go after this one. So let's go ahead and get this starting area cleared out no matter what we have to do. So all we have to work with, as you can see, is just single barrel shotgun dual wield right now as we go ahead, get the enemies out of the main starting area. Now, we do not want to go up the stairs just yet because we don't want to open up that can of worms with the enemies up in the top overseeing booth. Now, let's go ahead, grab the SSG, and at this point, we're good to go ahead and get ourselves the grenade launcher. And let's go ahead and poke the wall down. That's going to bring even more revenants into the mix over here. So, let's go ahead and spin them up in circles. Let Mancubus help out a little bit. And before you know it, they are out of here. So, let's continue on down the hallway. Careful of the Arachnotron, considering they do launch hit scan attacks in this series. And, again, pop-up revenants from around the corner, which absolutely is going to make our time here much more difficult than it needs to be. Now, I will say, of all three keycards that we get in this episode, I dare say the one I had the hardest time with was easily the red keycard. The one right in the middle of the series. So, the way I tackled this for our 4K Master Route was I went yellow keycard first, then red, and finally blue. But easily for me, red I had the hardest time with. The ambushes in that one are absolutely nuts, as we're literally just clearing out the main hub area, because the main hub area literally extends through this entire half of the map. And that Soulsphere you see up there on the ledge is secret number 1, which we're going to get as soon as this entire area is cleared out. So, let's go ahead, continue up here. And around here, let's go ahead and drill the meatball out of existence. Beware of all the chain gunner elites that are just popping around the corner. Get the lost souls out of here, and you too can join everyone else. Even though we have pretty much no ammo left to deal with, and believe me, the drill may be the strongest weapon in existence, but I don't trust it with chain gunner elites. So, at this point, let's go ahead, get the green armor, since he uses blue and green for the names. And let's go back. As you can see, we're going for secret number 1, so let's finally get up top here, take out the Hell Knight, and look at the images on top on these 4 pillars. You'll notice this one actually has a UAC image right above it. Click on that. That'll drop this wall here so we can drop down. That gives us the Soulsphere and the assault rifle. So, now that we have this in hand, let's go ahead and work our way toward the yellow keycard. Over here, and as soon as we poke this open, you'll see the Baron. That doesn't look good, and trust me, it's not. That is the infamous red key fight, and you want to hold that off as long as possible, because it is on another level of insanity. Honestly, I think the big mosh pit at the end of this map is even easier than the red key fight. I mean, the TDC counter definitely proves that point. So, let's continue on. as we push our way up through the spectral cacodemons and hit the switch. That opens a wall containing chain gunner elites, so we'll let them go ahead and start infighting with enemies for us as we make our way down here. That way we can just pin everything in the doorway, including the chain gunner elites. And just like that, this room is pretty much a non-factor. Now obviously these pillars are going to drop down when we get in here. This is why you want to make sure you got secret number 1 with the assault rifle. Otherwise this could be a bit messy now that we're now going to get 4 different Abraists here. And believe me, when you get multiples of these things in really tight corridors, it can be rough just because of how fast they attack. And just like that, go ahead and get him out of here. Dark Sorcerer from Hexen out of here. Always get the 2 mixed up, Heretic and Hexen. Heretic is the one that came first. It's the one with the little red floaty demon looking things. Hexen's the one that has more of the really cool looking enemies, I think. Just because of how many of them have been used in custom Doom WADs. I've pretty much trained myself to just be used to the Hexen enemies, just because of how many people use them. So let's continue on up here, and further up, let's go ahead and take out that Revenant we were shooting at from down below. And now we have the yellow key, we can hit the yellow key switch. So let's go ahead and take out the Cacodemon back here. We can get ourselves the Memories of Spectre, aka the computer area map. And as soon as we've got that, this area is going to get a whole lot easier. So, back through here, back through a doorway, and just like that, we are back in our main hub area. Now, as you can see, this map is absolutely enormous. Once you have the computer area map, it helps you out a lot, but surprisingly enough, it does nothing to help you find secrets in this map. The secrets are just that well hidden. When I did the practice run on this one, I literally went the entire map not finding a single one. Now for that secret, you literally had to hit the flashing bars that was on the side to get the super Soulsphere in front of you to drop. And now let's go ahead into the red key section. This is literally the bane of my existence. And it starts out so innocently too. Honest to goodness, clear this out in sections. It beat me to the wall, but believe me, there are things you can do to make this fight a whole lot harder on yourself. So whatever you do, just go ahead and take these enemies out as you go, because the last thing you need is a mosh pit that you can't move around in. So let's go ahead and get the pinkies and the revenants caught up in all this. And as soon as they want to cooperate, drill or no drill, we're going to move on, because they do give us plenty of grenades here to use. As you can see, there's the red key card up on the pedestal. Let's go ahead, smoke the Mancubus. Let's smoke the Pinky and Revenants. And just like that, we are moving on. Just beware the Arachnotrons that are hiding back here. And don't worry, most of these enemies you're taking out, you're going to see them again. At least once or twice, maybe even 3 times. If that's not spoilers for what we're going to be dealing with up ahead. So, go ahead, get the Revenant out of here. And at this point, this area is looking pretty good, except for the Mancubus. And make sure there's no ammo, because we do actually run into ammo problems in this area, surprisingly enough. One of the very few times I can ever say that in Struggle the Antaresian Legacy. So let's continue on our way and head up and around. Be careful, because you don't want to go too far into this section, because we're about to get a pop-up Archvile and Antaresia, and it's going to be a mess if you run straight in there and have all this behind you when you're trying to get away from the Archvile. So, as you can see, our ammo is pretty much on nothing at this point. Everything is on life support, and that is part of what made this so difficult for me. Now, I did try to do this room without taking enemies out as I go, just running straight through and creating one giant mosh pit. But the problem is, when you do that, you end up with, I believe it was 4 different Archviles in the mosh pit. and there were so many enemies down there you couldn't hit the archviles. So this area is just messy. Let's go ahead and coax the Antaresia down a little bit so we can get around them, get the ammo. And at this point, let's go ahead and see if we can stun lock them to the best of our ability. I swear to goodness, of all the custom enemies in this game, I think the Leviathan and these are the two that are just impossible to stun lock, it feels like. Let's go ahead, as he's still making his way forward and shooting. And yes, the drill also works on Antaresia, just not very well or reliably. So let's go ahead through here, hit the switch, and at this point, make sure we have the ammo before we fully commit to the switch. So just like that, get all the grenades we can, because as soon as we hit that switch, this lift comes down, go back up, and take the enemies out as they spawn in. That way we at least have one safe corner to work from. As you can see, we're going to have beat balls floating in from the ether just to mess things up. And we've also got a Caco Cloud, of course, just to flush us out of hiding back here. So let's go ahead and get the Caco Cloud out of here. And we might as well, since we've been teasing it this entire time, let's go ahead and throw up our red keycard moniker, because that is technically what we're looking for here. So let's continue on. And at this point, be very careful, because we have multiple archviles stuck in the mix now. So let's go ahead and at least get one or two of them out before we get back behind cover. There are 3 of them in total that got loose down here. As you can see, with the chain gunner elites up on their sniping posts, you can be gone in an instant here. So let's quickly get back to cover. And just like that, we got 2 of them out. 1 more to go, I believe. Yep, let's go ahead and get him stuck around the corner, ideally trying to revive something. And just like that, if you'll come up a little bit closer, buddy. Come on. Jump on. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Alright. Just like that. The worst of it's done. Now we just need to get the cleanup finished. Because as you can see, we're literally getting just bombarded by everything else. All those archviles respawned down there. And unfortunately, most of the things they respawned did not give us ammo. So proceed with extreme caution. Thank goodness the Antaresia that's on the staircase took out the Arachnotron for us. At that point, we've just got 1 more chain gunner elite to deal with, and 1 shot to do it, and we miss. Great. Alright, let's go ahead and get the grenades up here about the Antaresia. Let's go ahead and pelt them full of some grenades. Quickly remember that we still have that chain gunner elite behind us. Let's take him out once and for all, as well as 4 of them that came down the lift in the corner of the room. So just like that, they are out of here. And let's focus on the Antaresia. They're the ones guarding our switch that we need to reactivate the lift that's down. And just like that, got him. Alright, let's hit the switch. And now the lift is repaired. Let's finally get the red key card after all this insanity and work our way back up. Alright, this area, so difficult. I make absolutely do not make light of that fight whatsoever. Now we just need to head to the other half of the building, because there are certain areas that have yellow key switches and yellow key doors, and one that actually uses yellow and red. That's going to be over on this side. So this is now the side we want to invade, the left side of the map, since we've done pretty much everything there is to do on the right side at the moment. And just like that, let's get the Mancubus out of here, let's get the Imps out of here, let's go ahead, around the corner. Chain gunner elite's gone. At this point, the tomatoes are flying in from the ether. Go ahead and get them out, if they'll cooperate. And don't worry, what's behind them back there is actually a dead end, so you don't have to worry too much in either direction here. But you do need to watch out for imps. They're going to be on the other side of the ravine right there, on that lift beside you to the left. So let's go ahead and not get whacked in the head, and still get whacked by one that somehow was down here with us. So Get the imps out of here. They blend in very well with this scenery. And just like that, this area is good at the moment. Go ahead, cross the line, Def, and immediately take out the 2 revenants that come down. Thank goodness they don't have homing missiles anymore, even though their missiles are much faster. And now let's go ahead and get the health, work our way up into this room. This room is the room that we ultimately need the yellow and red keycards for, and there's a secret underneath the Seongbae Elites. So we will eventually get that secret. It's just at the moment we're a little busy. So let's just remember this wall. We will be back. There's technically 2 secrets you can get to with this, but every time I do it, I always forget about the second secret. So we actually end up getting the secondary secret with this Seongbae lift at the very end of the map. So let's continue on. Now that we've got the pinkies drilled out, all of you out of here. And at this point, we've got revenants literally spazzing out in the corner. We're pretty much out of ammo, so let's grab what we can and try to get them pinned in. As you can see, they are sitting on grenades, which we absolutely need. So luckily those 2 are infighting, and let's go ahead, use the grenade launcher, take out everything, and we take the victor, which is you. Now, before you go over there, where those teleporters are, let's go over here, get the ammo first, because there's a surprise archvile that comes out of that yellow doorway right there. So go ahead, drop him down, get him out of here before he causes any trouble, and get ready because the blue key fight is up next, and it is intense. So the second we teleport, we're going to end up teleporting on top of invulnerability. So let's go ahead and at least get ourselves the mega armor, or blue armor as they call it in this series. That way we have the best shot at surviving this. So as you see, the second we teleport, we're invulnerable. So let's work our way to the switch over here, because we want to immediately call forth the Spider Mastermind. We do not want to play around with it. We don't want to sleep on it. We are getting the Spider Mastermind involved in this, and we are immediately hitting him with everything we have close range. That is because everything else in this room is much easier to deal with when you don't have that thing attacking you. My gosh, the amount of times I tried to get it to infight with everything else in this room, and it just does not cooperate. So many times. So now we have assault rifle ammo, let's go ahead and clean up house. Luckily, it's sitting on a bunch of health, as well as the blue key. So let's go ahead and utilize that, get everything out of here, and just like this, the blue key fight is done. See, that wasn't so bad this time. Literally, the blue key and the yellow key fight's not too bad. Honest to goodness, though, that red one probably aged me about 5 years. That's kind of how it feels. So, let's continue on around here, get all the ammo, and just like that, we are good. Let's just remember to grab the key before we make our grand exit. Right through the blue key door over here. Now notice where we are. We're actually right where we came into this room. So again, this is the room that we used to take the teleporter to the blue key fight. And this is again where Spider Mastermind is. That's where the Revenants came down. This is our hub area. So we can go in here to get ourselves security armor, or green armor. Finally take out that imp that's been wandering around for 10 years. And at this point, we have all key cards. We need to get the additional doors and areas that actually use them. So, what do I mean by that? Ultimately, like I mentioned, there is every weapon in this map. And that is because you have to use all 3 key cards to get yourself the Leichenfaust or the Corpse Fist. And believe me, you absolutely want that for the final battle. I'm sure it's doable without it, but my gosh, I wouldn't want to. And considering this is a UV max run, we have to take out all enemies. So let's continue back this way. And let's work our way through what I like to consider the Antaresian Legacy Museum, which I think was a really cool addition to this area. Literally, look at this up here. It's all the different assets we've barely seen used so far in the Antaresian sections of the universe. And it's just so cool looking. I mean, we got like blue electric fountains, you've got the Antaresia themselves, you've got like gargoyle statues, all sorts of cool stuff. Now, we've also, unfortunately, got 2 revenants that were just waiting to ambush us. So let's go ahead and send them on their way. Return to sender. Get the heck out of here. Thank you. Just like that, we get health in one, we get ammo in the other. Let's continue down. 2 very unfortunately placed chain gunner elites, considering we have a long hallway there they can stick us on. And now let's go ahead through the yellow door. Notice the return door is red, so you would be in deep trouble if you didn't have the red key card and you tried this. So let's go ahead through here. Beware, this room is sinister, and it's not because of the revenants. Let's just say there's a reason they're piling up all the bodies by the doorway here. If you can already tell just by that, just by the very map design, what is coming. And boy, is it going to hurt when it gets here. So, go ahead, get the Revenant out of here. Make sure we've got all of them cleared out of this area, because there's one that usually likes to hide in the back still. And as soon as we go too far into here, look what we got. Of course, it's going to be a pop-up Archvile after all that. So, let's go ahead and bully our way back in here, because we do not want that Archvile anywhere near the door. That's where all the Revenants are piled up. I'm perfectly fine with it reviving zombies. I am not fine with it reviving Revenants. So get the heck out of here, you and your friends. And just like that, we are done here. Now, what was the point of the yellow key door? Well, if we go up here, notice there's a teleporter. This is the teleporter that takes us to the blue armor that was in the blue key fight. So this was another way we could have entered the blue key fight, but without the invulnerability. So let's continue our way up. And at this point, we also have a new area that we've not yet explored. So we go back down here. It's going to be in the main hub area. It's a red section. Now it's going to be in the door to the south. Go ahead, we've got hit scanners everywhere, and this one almost feels like what we've been saying about Back to Saturn X's map this episode, and that was hit scanners everywhere. They are typically the main priority. Surprisingly enough, that is kind of true in this map, because the chain gunner elites and the chain gunners are absolutely nightmare fuel in this arena, especially the one coming up. So let's go ahead, get them out of here. At this point, we're down to just the Revenants and one random Hell Knight. And ideally, we can just let them go at, just like that. We'll take out the winner. And let's be honest, the winner never changes, even in Struggle the Antaresian Legacy. So sorry, Revenants, you've been deposed. Let's continue on our way up the red section. That is probably the most casual lift we've had in the entire map, and I'm very thankful for that. So let's go ahead, get the Hell Knight out of here, get all the goodies. Let's continue further up. Imp, you can go. All of you can go. And then we get, of course, 2 Cacodemons that came behind us. Down on a lift. Down to the drill, but I don't think we have too much to worry about here, because we can just sneak around them to get ourselves some grenades. Sneak around over here, get back down, and let's just bomb everything before it even gets a chance. We've got health there we can utilize. And now let's go ahead and poke into this room. Whatever you do, don't stay in the middle of the room, because there is an Archvile on a teleporter, but it's luckily stuck right in the middle of the room, so it can't come running out after you. So, let's take full advantage of it and clean up everything over here. If we get zapped, it's perfectly fine. And we can actually teleport if we run right at it. And you see, we actually teleport ourselves into the armory and recovery room. This is that room that was locked the entire time, ever since the beginning of the map. So again, if you remember, this is by where the yellow keycard was. So let's go right back to our red section, because unfortunately we do have to take that Archvile out for our kill count. So let's get back here and treat it like the sitting duck it is. So, duck on out of here, buddy. Just like that. This area is clear. Let's go ahead and teleport back. And the only thing we have left to get is the Leichenfaust itself, because we have all 3 keycards. So let's go yet again back to a red area, but this time to the left. Go ahead, get the Revenants out of here. And once they drop, let's drop ourselves down. There's Berserk. Let's take out everything that's on its way here. And again, keeping in mind, the Leichenfaust does use 6 grenades per shot. It does not use assault rifle ammo. So open up all those bars, and there it is. Alright, so we've got the strongest weapon ever created in Doom, at least that I've experienced. I'm sure there are even more ridiculous ones out there. These are just the ones I've experienced. And at this point, we're almost at the kill count already, with 3 secrets. Now, technically, you could have 4 secrets at this point and have the items finished. It's just because I always forget about the Soulsphere secret. So, let's continue our way up, around, and just like that, we are good to proceed. This way. So, we want to go up to the center of everything. Also, we haven't raised this bridge across here yet. This is again the bridge across the hub area. Just take care of the pop-out Chain Gunner Elite. Get that. And then you can also get through this doorway down here, which is the resupply room. Those are the only kind of hidden areas off the beaten path. And just like that, we are ready for the grand battle of this arena. So, just like the other teleportation map we had that kickstarted the 3-map series of E2M4, let's go ahead and get ourselves fully loaded before we get into this. And let's begin. MegaSphere at the ready. Let's go. There are our various statues. There they go, creating gosh knows what, because I'm pretty sure it's randomized. And let's just keep an eye on that switch room, because that switch room is going to be where we keep progressing this entire battle that's going to be taking place. And this is absolutely where you want to start bombing things with the Leichenfaust. So, corpse fist away, we are just going to keep pressure on everything in the middle. And my gosh, don't get close to anything when you fire this thing, because this weapon is notorious for making you blow yourself up. Now, when you hit the second switch, you actually unlock the next secret, but I'm going to wait until we grab it, because it is a MegaSphere, and we still have Soulspheres lying around the area. So I want to go ahead and utilize those before we grab that secret, but just know you just have to get past stage 2 on the switches to actually have access to it. So let's continue circling around all of this, as we are trying to preserve our Leichenfaust until we can get in the middle to get more grenades. And now we go ahead and snatch everything in here. Let's go back it off, and let's get back to our switch room. Because as you notice, those enemies that are shooting at us up there, those are the Aphrius turrets. So it's the same thing that we saw in map 15C or map 32, Leviathan. They are stationary, you cannot target them, they have no health. They're basically a decoration that shoots at you. So now we've got Aphrius turrets right alongside the actual Aphrius, and boy is this a spectacle or what. So go ahead, let them just keep their barrage up on us. We just keep backing everything into a corner over here, and then we're going to switch over to Leichenfaust and nail all of them while they're cluttered in the corner. So at this point, let's just clean up with the Aphrius, and now we're ready for the final battle, and this is the big one, because look what we got. We've got ourselves Leviathan itself and 2 Archviles, just to undo all of our hard work. So, now that the Leviathan's here, aka the Heresiarch from hexing, let's run for that secret. It's right through the fake wall there. And again, it becomes available as soon as you hit that second switch. You don't have to hit all 4 of them. So, at this point, run for your life against the Leviathan. This thing literally has 2.5 times Cyber Demon's health. It is absurd. Literally 10,000 HP. So, you might be here a while. Definitely use the Leichenfaust when available. So, let's just keep backing it off. Running him into a corner, and back here in the switch room, you now have access to plenty of assault rifle ammo. Let's get back out here, start running for our lives, because those turrets are all focused on us continuously. And the Leviathan will just never, ever, ever give up, I swear to goodness. Keep scanning the sides, and as you can see right there, we can get ourselves some grenades, so we can use the Corpse Fist yet again. Get the heck out and stay gone. Come on. Skeleton, skeleton. Turn into a skeleton. Got it. There. Alright, so the Leviathan is dissolved. The teleporter is now open, so we can technically exit. So let's clean up here, and we do have the one secret that we kept skipping past. So get ready, because we can back out of here now that everything in the arena is dealt with. And that's going to be right over here to a switch room. Go to the right. This teleports us back to the hub area. Literally right where you started the map. Now, for the final secret, we need to go back to that wall where we got secret number 3. The blue armor. So that's again over here where the red and yellow key switches are. And pull it down that fake wall. Ride up the fake wall. And then run through a fake wall. See all the fakeness going on there? And just like that, this map is done. Literally, what more could you possibly ask for in a penultimate map? This map has it all. I'm honestly in awe of this. He has some of the best penultimate maps I've ever seen. Hands down. So just like that, Teleportation Theta is done, and we'll be ready for the finale next episode. If you haven't already, please check out the Struggle playlist. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you back next time. Take care, everyone.